Hello, how are you today? Calling you slightly after noon at a break in a conference I'm attending, and I suppose others are eating lunch, but those of you who exercise know it's an addiction and you kind of feel guilty if you don't do it, and it's kind of enjoyable when you do, so I'm out here. I may not be doing a walk and talk tomorrow because I have surgery on my other eye. Maybe I'll do a sit and talk, I don't know. Last time they gave me Xanax, something I never had before, and it had an interesting soothing effect on me. Of the things that are going on, I think today is kind of a let's survey personnel day. Right on top of the list is reckless rogue Rudy Giuliani, who's managed to get COVID-19, and he's sitting in a hospital, and he says he's feeling good. I don't know who these guys are. Nobody I know who's had COVID-19, and it's a small sample set, tells me they feel good. They feel miserable, worse than any cold they ever got before. So it shouldn't surprise us if what he's telling us isn't true. And I had a funny kind of sympathy for his son, who's probably no better than he is, Andrew, about his father. And everything that happens with Rudy since we go back to when we were young prosecutors and he was a different person, I have this confusing feeling. On the one hand, I can't believe who he is and how despicable a person and have no mercy for him. And then on the other hand, I remember the guy he was, having this son who works in the White House, is kind of a golf pro. Very strange. Second personnel thing that I'm interested in is Xavier Becerra. He's an outstanding guy. He's Attorney General for California. He's been named to handle HHS in the new administration. I sort of had, in my cabinet, I thought he was a contender to be the Attorney General. I think he would have made a great choice, but they probably have somebody else in mind. And he doesn't have the medical background, which you would think he would end up with. So I'm a little confused about that appointment. I do know that there's questions about diversity, but he would be an example of diversity no matter where they put him in the administration. So he's a great appointment, and I'm just surprised where he is. The final personnel matter that is amusing and crazy is that Attorney General Barr, who is the mouthpiece for Trump, who has defied laws up and down the period of time he's been in the administration. You know, to pick a couple of the big hits, let's talk about how when the Mueller report came out, this guy entirely distorted it. And I was on MSNBC the day the letter came out, and it was one of the most fun times I had with Ari when the two of us, like two lawyers at a table, tore apart his letter. And it turned out we were entirely correct about it, that he entirely misled us as to what the Mueller report was all about. So that's one. And then, to choose two other big hits is how he distorted the entire Just Us department in the case of two of the close allies, lackeys of Trump, namely Roger Stone, fighting what sentence he would get, or throwing out the prosecutors who's been in the case. And then the second one is, of course, the Flynn case. It was terrible distortion, long litigation, and both of those guys got, in the case of Stone, he got a break from the president who commuted his sentence so he didn't go to jail. And then in the case of Flynn, there's a complete pardon. So he is now under fire, Barr is now under fire from Trump, and he's talking about leaving the administration. Is this him withdrawing from a criminal conspiracy, hoping to get credit for it down the road? Does he know something we don't know? Is this his way of pushing back against Trump to say, hey, you really need me and I'm threatening to leave. You can't intimidate me. Well, I don't know. The guy was a disaster from beginning to end. Too many people had projected on him the value of a wise lawyer. He was never that. He was always a paid hand. And so those are my observations about personnel. I may or may not be on RE tonight. I haven't heard from the show, so I suspect not. But I think their show is going to be about prosecute or not, and that is, well, Trump and everybody else he knows. So I may not see you tomorrow, but I'll see you the day after that probably. So take care. Nice talking to you. Bye-bye.